Good morning, traders, and happy Monday. We're back for another episode of Live Trading. As you can hear, Cleo is absolutely stoked. Mitch is out again. It is December, so it's the month of family gatherings. Mitch is out today and tomorrow, but no worries. I've got a special guest for us today. We're going to find out what's moving. We're going to make some money. We're going to have some fun today. Strap in. Live Trading is back. Happy Monday.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. It's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, folks, happy Monday. We are back. I am your host, Ryan Faloona. Again, no Mitch Monday and Tuesday. He will be back this week, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a show. We are here and we're going to find out what's moving. Thanks for joining us. Whole bunch of people coming back this morning. Absolutely love to see it. Gil, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Lynn and Randy, good morning. Good morning, Becca and Robert and Eric and Jay. Whole band is back together. Now, I am really, really excited. We talk a lot here about how important the community is and how we like to empower the community and make, try to raise the tide for everybody. We have one of our community members joining us here today. You might know him from this stream. You might know him from Pro. You might know him from Happy Hour. It is, of course, the one and only 13. 13, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you this morning, Ryan?
I'm doing good, man. I'm really, really excited. First of all, I cannot thank you enough for hopping on here and helping me fill in while Mitch is gone. Sure. I think this is going to be super, super fun. And I know recently we've really done a good job tracking down a lot of the stocks that are moving around. You seem to be hitting them all the time. So really looking for what's moving, why it's moving, and how we can trade it. And then, of course, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the happy hour. I talk about the happy hour so much. It's one of my favorite things. People are probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but you are an active member in that happy hour program. So if you want to say a word or two about it, that'd be much appreciated.
Absolutely. Would you want to say something about it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been with the happy hour for, almost 4 years now. I started in 2020 and, I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I first started looking at it. But when you have all these different people from different walks of life and different experiences come in and start sharing their knowledge, you start to get pretty experienced with the things that they're seeing in their world and how they succeed. And it rubs off. You learn a lot from these folks that are just regular traders and investors that come on in and want to share information and get information. It's been a great time learning, listening, and I actually have now been emailing back and forth a couple of those people and learning quite a bit, helped me position myself in the market so that I'm doing better and not losing my lunch.
It's all about expanding your network. We put a strong emphasis on that in that program. You are one of the inaugural members.
Oh.
At some point, I'll have to whip up some type of trophy or a little something like that for the inaugural members. But awesome stuff. Really appreciate it. Hope to see all of you folks there. Let's, of course, get into the market. I know I started a little late here, folks. Sorry about that. Again, just kind of running through everything. Got about 15 minutes till the market starts. I'm going to go ahead and run through my outlook here on the SPY, where we kind of sit this morning. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the movers list, see what's gapping and what that news is. 13, if there's anything that you have in terms of like a watch list or stocks that you're looking at, happy to cover them here. If you don't have anything, no problem. I'm sure we'll go ahead and find everything, but let me just go ahead and roll through some of this just to get us started. We'll also take a look at some of the tickers from the chat. So we'll take a look at all of the stuff that's moving around out there. Okay, first things first, SPY here. We are still butting up against this 460. Now 460 definitely, if we zoom out here, you can see 460, this is a double top. 480 represents the all-time high. 13, I know we talk about this a lot in happy hour, potential big run here. Looks like a breakout, possibly. Sure looks like a breakout to my eye. I definitely have a bullish eye when I look at charts like this, and it sure looks like the SPY wants to break out. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because I really think that we need a pullback, especially if we look from the October 27th low. We're up, almost 50 handles here. So just a wild move. I think we're due for a pullback, but the market not showing us that, at least not yet. We'll see where we end up going here today. Again, 460, if we close above that, going to be a pretty big level for me. I'm sure we'll talk about the SPY more as the market goes on and as everything's kind of settles in here. Let's take a look at the gappers here real quick, and then we can go back and start to kind of break everything down. First stock here on the gappers list, PSTX. This is Poseida Therapeutics. This did pop as high as 550. It's really kind of come back in. We're doing a good job staying around the VWAP. It likes to oscillate below and above the VWAP. That leads me to believe that there is going to be some trading opportunities in this name here today. So we'll see what happens when this actually opens. We do have a catalyst for this here. Yesterday, we actually got a PR that they presents positive early data from its phase 1 trial. I'm not even going to embarrass myself with all of these different little names, but this is for a myeloma at the 65th American Society for Hematology annual meeting, so the ASH meeting there. So PSTX giving us some data on a Sunday, popping it here today. This should give us an opportunity to trade this back and forth. We'll see how this goes. Next on the list here is going to be INVZ. I know we've traded this a number of times. This is Innoviz Technologies. Now, we did pop as high as 230 here. We've kind of come in. We're doing a good job riding the VWAP up. Let's see what the volume looks like when the market actually opens here. I don't have any news here or anything fresh. There might be something on Twitter. I haven't tracked it down yet, as I'm running a little bit behind today, but nothing as of note. No big PR like we saw on PSTX. So kind of keep that in mind. We'll see what happens here. INVZ, this should give us an opportunity. Now, next here on the list is going to be ticker M Macy's. And this is, Joe, this is one that we talked about yesterday. This is, of course, getting bought out here. Macy's shares trading higher following a report suggesting the investor group made a $5.8 billion buyout offer for the company. So it seems like this is a go private deal, right? If this is an investor group, we're going private. Haven't actually gone through the PR there. The interesting thing to note here, I'm willing to bet that there are a bunch of holders above the $21 buyout price, or what
the daily
21. We'll say that again.
Look at the daily. That'll show you how many there are. We're like halfway through the level. So there's a lot of people holding up there. So
I know that this is a merger, but I wonder if there's going to be an opportunity to trade this here. Let's see. Does it actually give a price?
If there is an opportunity to trade, it's going to be really, really small, and it's going to be quick.
Yeah, it's going to be small and quick, but just figured we would mention that. Let's see. Closed Friday. To possess for 21 a share. So it looks like it just says 21 a share here. We'll see. It is going to be a deal to take private. We'll see. I don't know if I really think this means anything else for the retail space or any other retailers. I don't really have a whole lot of merger and acquisition on the horizon that I'm following or anything. So I'm not sure I can really take anything away from this. Would be curious to hear the chat though, if you folks have any thoughts on Macy's getting acquired.
I think a lot of people especially people that are holding this, are going to look at this as a very low ball offer. I mean, I think the acquisition price is about how much revenue they make. So, it's not like they're really, really lifting the prospect here.
It doesn't. This is not one of those really good buyouts. We're like, oh yeah, I made a whole bunch of money. It doesn't look all that great. We'll see what.
If you were in it on Friday, you're great.
If you bought it on Friday, you're great, but otherwise we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, next on the list here is going to be ticker CI. This is Cigna Group. This is one of those bigger stocks here. We did have some news here. Cigna shares trading higher following reports suggesting the company has abandoned its planned acquisition of Humana. The company also announced a $10 billion buyback increase. I also see here this morning, Jefferies upgraded Cigna to buy, raising the price target to $341. So getting a nice upgrade in there and a price target readjustment. This trading, oh, okay, that was the microphone. Just making sure I figure out where that sound was coming from. This trading higher here, this should have a trading opportunity. I don't know about the Humana deal. That's not one that I've really been following. That might be something to break down or read into when we have a little bit more time. But that's why ticker CI gapping significantly here this morning. A couple more I want to cover real quick. JTEI, this is Jet AI. This popped as high as 260, has done nothing but trade down here. I think this is kind of a pretender stock. Didn't really see anything here. Be careful with this one if you trade it. It is gapping, but I'm skeptical. RDHL, we had a number of trades on this. I feel like last week, maybe even the week before. RDHL gearing a little bit here, went as high as 160, came back in. We're beneath the VWAP, so we'll see if we reclaim that VWAP. Again, same deal here. Don't see any fresh news. This looks like a carryover from last week. And then last year is going to be Snapchat popping as high as $16 here in the pre-market. Wells Fargo upgraded Snap to overweight, raised its price target to 22. And that's it. Okay, so that's all we got here from the movers. Would love to hear. Joe, I guess I'll just turn it over to you. We do have 9 minutes until we open here. Was there anything in particular that you were looking at for today, or any thoughts on the market at all?
Well, thoughts on the market, I have plenty of those. We do have CPI coming up tomorrow, as well as the FOMC meeting with the Fed, and I think there's market expectations for what's going to happen with those two prints. If CPI, I mean, to back up a bit, CPI, not really the inflation indicator that the Fed uses, that's PCE. But our last headline CPI was 3.2 and core was 4.0. FactSet forecasts that CPI is to drop slightly to 3.1 with core remaining the same at 4.0. Now, if we get a lower prints in those, I believe the market might take that as a positive of rate cuts happening sooner rather than later.
Okay.
But I've had expectations for what the market might do on things like PCE, and that didn't come to fruition. So that's just one thing to watch. See what we could get volatility that day. Other than that, I noticed some interesting news about Disney that happened later on Friday. They were sued in 2021 for a gender-based pay gap, and then on Friday, after the market closed, a California judge certified the class action lawsuit to move forward. So that's going to open up over 9,000 women to be part of this class action lawsuit for a gender-based pay gap. That hasn't really hit the mainstream news from what I can tell, but because this is already a lawsuit that is ongoing and it just was certified. So we'll see what implications that has. But I don't like Disney, the stock, if this is what's going on. I wouldn't go near it if they have some kind of lawsuit where it's going to cost them a lot of money down the line. So
yeah, it does seem like they're kind of riding a recent note here that ESPN Bet may be off to an even hotter start than anticipated. That's hard for me to believe. I'm going to be skeptical of that headline too. I know sports betting is really kind of becoming more and more popular and more mainstream as it hits everyone's mobile device. Maybe on ESPN, I don't know. Call me a skeptic on ESPN Bet. I don't know that that's really going to be a huge mover here. You're right, though. I don't see any update or any fresh news on that here in the feed. That might be something to watch, especially if we're a little bit earlier. Point well made about that being a lawsuit that's kind of already been brought forth. So maybe that's why we're not seeing it here. But so are there any targets that you like for Disney? If you don't like it here, I'm assuming you like more downside. Do you have any downside targets? Are you looking to trade this short at all?
So in my portfolio, I have a lot of communications already, so I don't need Disney. I'm not even interested in it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say if we trade back down here, 80 looks to be some pretty good support. I would imagine we'd bounce there if we get down there. Currently at 92. We'll see if Disney trades down here. Real quick. Okay, so we're about 6 minutes away. I do want to bring up Trade the Pool. Of course, the stream is sponsored by Trade the Pool. If you're looking to get involved with a prop firm, give Trade the Pool a try. Massive amount of stocks that you can trade. Give yourself some buying power. Don't worry about that silly day trading rule. Trade the Pool. Check them out. also providing us some ideas here, right? So trade the pool. These are the stocks in play here today. Pinterest, we'll go ahead and take a look at the chart here shortly. Pinterest, resistance at 38, support at 35. Remember, Pinterest likely trading higher today on the back of that Snapchat upgrade. So something else to keep in mind. Dash here, ticker Dash, resistance at 108, support at 100. And our good old friend Palantir, resistance at 18, support at 17. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. So the first, I'm going to start, recency bias tells me I'm going to start with Palantir, probably also the most popular stock on that list, at least with our chat group here. Palantir really kind of came off of its highs, although it does look like it's curling here, did find some support around this $18 level. We'll see if that ends up holding here. Looking at it today, we are slightly higher than yesterday, so we'll see if Palantir can get rolling here. That chart, of course, said that resistance is at 18. So do we break through this resistance? Do we actually come back in? Do we trade down towards that 17 handle? We'll see what Palantir does when we end up opening up here. Next is going to be Dash. Let's take a really quick look at Dash. You guys use DoorDash a lot? I'm not a big DoorDash fan, but it's mostly because I'm old-fashioned and I like to save money.
I left Dash for Uber Eats.
Oh, you left DoorDash for Uber Eats. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. And actually, now that I think about it, I think the only one that I've ever used before is Uber Eats. So I guess technically I have two. But I try not to use these delivery services. I try to save money. This Dash chart on the daily looks like a great breakout here. Definitely looks like it's got some more upside. The chart saying that 108 is our resistance and 100 is our support. So we're kind of in no man's land here on Dash. The one thing that I will note here, RSI at about 72.96. So we're slightly overbought here. We'll see if Dash continues higher here today, or if we end up pulling back. And then last year is going to be Pinterest. Again, this is up on the back of that Snapchat upgrade. Pinterest, this also a pretty decent chart. Sure looks like it's coming off the bottom here. Looks like it's trading up. Looks like it might be breaking out. We'll see how Pinterest trades today. I'm sure we're also going to see some unusual option activity in both Snap and Pinterest. Those two seem to move together when we get this option flow. So we'll monitor both of those here today as well. Okay, let me flip back to the chat. Chat, we got 3 minutes till we open up here. Is there anything that you folks want to take a look at? And while we are waiting, 13, if there's anything that you're taking a look at or getting ready for here, let me know. Also, during the show here, feel free to interrupt me, especially if you have a trade or a setup. That's something that Mitch and I are pretty on top of. So if there's anything that you want to shout out here, don't worry if I'm rambling, just get it in there.
Well, I'll say this about Palantir. If it is heading down, I would say that because if we're at a resistance level, if we don't break through that, I would say probably just under 15 is where it could go to. If we're going to start to keep going down off this high that it made on November 21st.
Okay, so potential swing down here to this 15 level does look like some pretty decent support here. We'll see if Palantir breaks down. So that's what we got going on so far.
Yeah, bring the tickers. I'll take a look at it too. I love looking at it.
Yeah, so here's one, Broadcom. This is one that was near and dear to your heart. We talked a lot about Broadcom last week, this being the last of the Magnificent Seven to report earnings prior to the end of the year here. Yep. Broadcom, of course, they reported on Thursday. Initial move lower, came back to about even, went higher on Friday, now higher here in the pre-market. So we'll see what Broadcom does here. I'm looking over at the Qs here. Looks like the Qs are slightly lower. We'll see if that holds up when the market opens. What do you think on Broadcom?
It's in a trading up in a channel right now. If you can draw lines starting from October 13th and October 26th, that's the top and bottom starting points that I have for my channels. And we're kind of trying to get back up here to 1,000. That's just what I see right now. I don't have an opinion on how good or not the stock is. I think it's a great company, but it is. It's in an index that's pretty extended right now. So I would think that if the index comes in, this will come in too.
Okay. So this one was not part of the Mag 7. You're right about that. Sorry about that, Jay.
It's not in the Mag 7?
Well, according to Jay, not in the Mag 7. What are those stocks? We've got NVIDIA, Apple, Netflix, Microsoft. That's 4 of them, right? Is Amazon in there? That would be 5.
Amazon. So you got Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Google. Netflix, and trying to think of one more, but it's not.
Yeah, those are the 7. Those are the 7. Meta, Google, Amazon, Apple, Netflix. I already forgot the other two. Anyway, maybe this is the 8th. Maybe this will make up the 8th. All right, there is the bell. We are open. The casino is open. Let's see what we get here today.
Well, Broadcom did get
Tesla. Thank you, Rory. Tesla.
Yeah, that's it.
Duh. How could I forget Tesla? Lynn and Randy are going to be ready to slap me through the screen here.
Citigroup did some coverage on Broadcom this morning, and it gave it a $1,100 price target. That's probably helping it.
Yeah, that definitely is helping it here. All right, PSTX struggling to get over the VWAP here early. NXTP, that's a penny stock for you penny players. JTAI, maybe this kind of trades back up towards the
volume expansion on JTAI.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we look for. That's actually a little bit spread. I might take a look at that for a trade the pool trade here. 195 up.
Getting hammered.
Amazon hammered.
INBZ popped, and now it's coming in. Got to the resistance area that it was at last week. Or I'm sorry, not last week, last month.
Right back down to VWAP here, INVZ. Seeing some options here, but not a whole lot. Let me actually filter this, see if give us a better idea of what's going on here.
What are the SPY and the Qs doing today? I saw we went up to 460 again in pre-market. Now we're coming back in.
Now we're coming back in a little bit. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So if it can, that trend line that I've been talking about for the longest time, I call it the pandemic trend line. We opened above it today, and that was the second time or third time that we've opened it in the past month. And the last time we did it was December 6th, and you can see what happened with that candle. We just went right back beneath it. It's a big red day.
Yeah,
so
that's that big red candle.
I don't know that we'll see that again though, because this market just is relentless. It wants to go higher.
Yeah, it's taking a break here early, but we'll see. We'll see if this turns around here. I actually was adding to my SQQQ position last week here, so I've actually increased that a little bit.
I did too. I'm about halfway through my tolerance on that.
Yep. So Apple lower here, Amazon lower here. We'll see if those find the bottom. Tyson had actually a really strong week last week. Mm-hmm. We'll see if Tyson ends up reversing here. I'm still waiting for low 40s on Tyson.
I would love for that too.
Me too. Tesla, big red candle here right out of the gate. Let me actually bring Tesla up here. Take a look at that. See if Tesla finds the bottom. That actually might be a tradable bottom here on Tesla if we find one. Looks
Tesla's
there.
Tesla's fighting with the 500-day SMA right now. It's been doing it since the middle of November. It just, is trying to get above it, stay above it, but you get a lot of these top wicks going up to it and then coming back in. And it's also near the top of a downtrend channel. I think you may have drawn that at some point too. Maybe not on this chart, but
not on this one. Yeah, that's probably on my normal one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a really big breakout if it could get above and stay above both of those, but we'll see. The Silver Cross happened recently, so it's possible, but I don't know. It'd be wild.
SS Trade's taking a look at GoTo here, GOTU. Let me try and bring that up. Don't see that on my scanner here, but that's a nice little move up. What kind of volume is this trading here today? All right, so we're already more than half. Yeah, this looking decent here. See if we can take 3 out on GoTo.
Yeah, I'll watch this one.
See, Cigna looking like that's trying to go higher here. Got a couple of penny plays, although I'm not terribly interested in that. JTAI, we talked about that one a little bit. Still kind of staying below that 195 area. It needs to take that out to move higher here. BlackBerry, BlackBerry. This sold off in the pre-market and bounced pretty good. What's going on with BlackBerry?
They had some news. I didn't catch what it was though.
Yeah, they will fully separate its Internet of Things and cybersecurity businesses and will no longer pursue a subsidiary IPO of its Internet of Things business.
Okay, and also appointed a new CEO.
Yeah, that actually seems important.
Yeah, well, the last one, I can't think of his name right now, but he was there for a long time.
Yeah, he was. All right, actually, let me add that to my notes list here for looking into. Okay. Okay, DocuSign on the relative volume scanner. That making a move here out of the open. DocuSign. Let's take a look at PSTX. Is that doing anything? I know we talked about that one from the list here this morning. PSTX holding right beneath its VWAP. KTTA, another penny stock here. This one might be strong. Let's see if KTTA jumps out of penny land here today.
Well, DocuSign is really extended here, and they just broke through their 200-day SMA. Don't know how much more this is going to run, but it's pretty extended. Just keep that in mind.
GoTo just took out 3. Nice call there, SS Trades. GoTo, that's not one that I'm in here. Looks like that took out 3. All right, let me go back to Docu and take a look at that daily chart there. Sorry, I was a little slow on the uptake.
GoTo also has some bracket orders, it looks like. So maybe 308, 310, 311 is about where those next orders are supposed to hit.
And here we go. So here is GoTo in trade the pool 308, 311. That's exactly what I see 13. Looks like it actually just took out this 3. Let's see if we can actually get some offers to stack up here on the bid and give it some support here at 3 on GoTo. I've got the VWAP here 295 and a little bit of size under that at 293. Yeah, Master, I have one parakeet, and he's having a great morning over here. He's singing to something outside, so that's what you're hearing.
Proud to be asked, what's your thought on crypto for this week? You know, we watched it just absolutely take off recently. I would expect it to come back in and cool a bit, but it looks like it could still end up going much higher later on, but it's extended. Do you consider yourself a Bitcoin bull, or are you just kind of in the middle on it? I don't know that I would even consider myself anything. I'm just you know, I'm just looking at it, and if I think I can make it money, that I can make money off it, then I'll trade it. But my only exposure to Bitcoin is through one of their ETFs. Okay, I don't own any of it directly.
Okay, so your personal bias seems like it's removed from it then.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I have a lot of opinions on Bitcoin, so I don't think a whole lot of them are going to be really, you know, money making information, but
shot going here, by the way, on a breakout of 4. That happened quick. I took my eye off that happened quick here. JTAI is popping here, so some of these that we were initially looking at, maybe a little bit of a delayed reaction here. That JTAI made a move towards the VWAP, didn't quite get there, and now it's holding up a little bit spread here. So this one might go higher.
Yeah, you got resistance probably around 230-ish. There's a good amount of supply from pre-market. If it doesn't get through the supply and after that, which was around $2 to 205.
Jay Rice saying Shot sold out of its product first day on online sales. Okay, well maybe that's why it's moving here. I don't want to try some of this JTAI. I'm gonna try some here, I think. All right, filled a little here at 196. We'll see. I'm going to have a kind of a quick trigger on this one, though, real fast. This is in Trade the Pool. So here you go. Looking for a break above that VWAP just to get some green on the screen here. I've got the intraday high at 201, VWAP at 207. I want to see both of those break down. I'll keep you posted. Shot continuing to trade higher here, 420 on Shot. Yeah, so Jay posted that earlier. Sorry, I missed that, my man. Come on, JTAI. Let's break out of this. Good on the scanner here. AVGO, no chill, just straight up out of the open so far. Broadcom. There goes JTAI.
Yep. Could go up to 225, 230.
Yeah, I think that there's a break from the VWAP. I'm actually just going to take this off. We'll wait for that to set up. Okay, so we're out JTAI. Nice little green on the screen trade there. Oh, it looks like I got kind of a crummy fill. But whatever. I'll take it. We'll wait for this to set up again. One of the reasons why I'm going to be out of that so early, we had a trade last week where I was definitely waiting for a bigger move. Never got it. What was that?
Go-To's doing the move now.
Let's do it.
Coming up to the resistance levels I was talking about earlier.
Thank you. Good shout. 305. All right, so we're hooking a couple here this morning. I love it.
Not bad.
Absolutely love it. Go-To, let's see if this breaks out. Yep, here we go. Continuing to move here.
EYPT just got coverage. That might be one to move.
How good was that trade? That was a happy hour special right there. That's the amount of work on EYPT. Let's see who did we get coverage. Capital One initiates coverage on iPoint. Price target of 44.
Yeah.
Remember those price targets, 12 to 18 month predictions. We are due some more data on EYPT in February. That might be something to try here. How will they do? Does EYPT have options? Yeah, they do. How liquid are those? Check that out here real quick. Not very liquid, but that is something to keep in mind here.
Yeah, if people aren't, have the knowledge that we have about this stock, they're probably not going to want to trade options.
Yeah, and what's funny is that I'm looking, there is definitely some bigger orders in the open interest in the February strike. I wonder if there's some in
so those are the ones that know.
Yeah. And there's some in April. So it looks like people are taking some bets out into early next year. They dry up in the July expiry.
We just had a conversation in happy hour about why it's good to take longer time frame options.
Yep, we sure did. That's an interesting one, EYPT. Keep your eye on that because we did a really good job trading that on the first time around. I wonder if that has another big move in it.
Speaking of big moves, Jet AI is moving quite wildly
right
now.
There we go. Okay, so you know what? I'm not, after last week, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad that I took a little bit of a gain on it.
There's good support at 215. This could go higher as long as that holds.
They're bringing a bid under it too. Decent bid there at 220 and 215. Yep.
They just keep doing that. This thing is going to move. It's going to probably move to that supply that I was talking about because it just went up there and hit it and came back in. Let's see if it can break that 230 to 235.
234, your intraday high here. And we have that pre-market 263 high in the pre-market. IONM halted. What happened here? Okay, so this penny stock, this looks like a volatility halt. Push up into the 77 cent level and halted. Go to 310, looking like this might try to go higher too. Careful of these pulls if you have these. Paramount, which was strong on Friday here, doing a decent job holding that level. Tried to go higher, couldn't, but doing a good job holding in here. Para, ticker PARA.
Market's green now. All right, JTAI looks like it's about to go up to 240.
JTAI, here's that move. This actually looks like it's kind of building here above its VWAP. I actually like this. This is encouraging to see. Looking at the 3-minute chart here, that MACD looks like it's continuing to expand here too. Let's see, it's coming back into that 215 level that you flagged earlier.
Yeah,
still a big bid there.
Hold. Oh no, it's getting eaten up. It's going to probably fall.
It held though.
Yeah, this is a fun battle to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. It was getting chomped there, but it ended up holding. So we'll see if we bounce from here now.
Okay, here we go. Now we're going to 240.
There we go. Got a bigger offer brought in there at 230. that support at 215 still there. Pretty decent example of tape reading right there, where it held. Right, that the move down was held up by the buyers, and so it just reversed. Okay, now some more size here added at 230. 230 going to be the spot. Let's see if they take 230 out here, right back down to that 215 level.
Yeah, big R at 230 now. Yeah, now that's VWAP. It just bounced. Well, I don't know what your VWAP is, but it just came off of mine.
I've got VWAP here at 216 on Trade the Pool. Let's see what it is in. Same. Yeah, 216 also in Trading View. Okay.
Well, if I can hold it, it's probably going to try to go and eat that $20,000 size up there at 230. Yeah. Or not $20,000.
Looks like they're refilling that too, because I think that already got attacked once.
So there's that. Let's see what else is doing things. Shot's trying to get back above 427.
JTAI trading right back up there. Okay, so they took there it goes. That's gone. A little bit more size here at 235, but that's minuscule compared to what just got chomped down. This looks like this is going higher here. Jet AI.
Oh yeah.
Now they're bringing in some bids right under it. Let's see what kind of pull we get here.
They're just trying to get to that supply.
Yep.
You go look at the pre-market from since it popped until it started coming down. There's that supply they're just trying to get through.
I have 218 as the VWAP, and I see some bids stacking up at that 218 as well. I think as long as that holds here 13, I think we probably going higher. And also, if we come back into that 218 level, if that holds, that might be a potential add spot here. Market going higher here. SQQQ continuing lower. Yikes. I don't think I'm going to be selling that today.
Do have a lot of those economic data prints coming out. I think the market's not going to.
And from our discussions last week, this is historically one of the weakest weeks of the year seasonality wise. So I'll be all right here. Let's see if this is just a Monday morning reaction. See if we turn around here. Okay, JTAI back down to the VWAP. Let's see if it holds here. Okay, I didn't get an ad there. Darn. 216 is what I'm looking for. There's still some size here at 215. What I'd like is some confirmation that size is going to hold. They just brought in a bid here at 217.
That 202 down there. Sorry about that. 202 down there.
I'm good.
There's some support that I think is likely to hold if we get a drop. We'll have to just wait and see what happens. But that lines up really nicely with an EMA that I have. So 202. See if that's going to give us the support we're looking for to go higher here on JTAI.
Pull it down a little bit here. I'm going to take some here. Oh, I didn't get filled? Oh, man. Come on. Okay, I got an order out at 217. I'll let you know if I get filled here. Hopefully I don't get rug pulled right through this. There we go. Filled here at 217.
They're trying to beat it up.
Yeah, there we go lower. That's what I was afraid of. All right, let's see.
Here comes 202.
Here's that 202 that you talked about. I'm not going to let it go much past this. Or I'm not going to let it go past this, excuse me.
I don't think the Bulls are wanting that to happen either. We'll see. I'm going to
put a stop at 201. Oh, that was just a limit. I screwed that up. Okay. Well, I got to make sure. I got to see if it holds here. Nope.
202 is getting jumped at.
Okay, and there's a little bit more at 2 here, and now the offer's building here at 204. So we need the direction on this to change here. So all right, well, it took a small loss there. Ended up not hurting me, thankfully. Put the wrong order out.
How's Shot doing? Still trying to get back above 427.
Let's see if this holds here on JTA. I keep wanting to say JTAI. How is Shot doing?
It came back in. It's still trying to get back above VWAP. I was just looking at EYPT because that's consolidating, and now it looks like it might be trying to get over this 200 EMA that I have here on the 5-minute.
Okay, IONM opened and is going higher here. That looks like that's going to attack the $1. Let's go back to that EYPT. That's actually something I'd trade, not as opposed to this IONM. This actually a pretty decent intraday chart here. This is looking like this might go higher. The
consolidation looks good. Yeah, if we can hold that 19, because I think that's what it's been trying to do. If we can hold 19, we could see it get above 1950 and higher.
Yeah, the option chain
going down.
Option chain not very liquid in EYPT. Difficult to take an option position in that. See, noticing ONDS, my really kind of crummy drone stock, drone play here. Nice little move up here today. And I think that, yeah, this is a break on the daily chart on ONDS. So I'm in this much higher. My average on this, let me check. My average on this, oh my God, my average on this is 520. So I'm underwater considerably here on ONDS. But this actually decent break here on the daily. I would have the next spot here, 213, if we can really get going. ONDS. Nice move here today. Macy's really kind of just holding in that $20 level. You know, it's interesting, 13, is that there was a little bit right at the open. There was a little bit of a sell-off as some of the, maybe it was just people that were just getting out of it, just moving on, right?
Yeah, remember I texted you about that?
Yeah,
they're just like, okay, well, if this, I'm not going to ever get my money back, then, you know, instead of just waiting for some kind of lawsuit to happen,
they're just take the loss.
I'll just take my loss. Yeah. You know, JTAI, it held that 202 and it's not going lower.
Nope, and that's a good sign here. And like I said, I screwed that up. I tried to put a stop out at 201, put just a regular limit out at 201, and it liquidated me. So as long as this doesn't break down through to, and I actually see a little bit of a size here added at 2, maybe we do kind of curl here. Take another stab at this one. Jay Summers mentioning ticker SE. Take a look at that. Is SE moving? C Limited?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice little move out of the open here. So what happened here? Was this earnings? No.
Let's take a look.
Downgraded. DBS Bank downgraded C to hold, announced a $42 price target here.
Oh, okay. So this is the bounce.
This is a bounce, yeah.
Because look, if you look at pre-market, we were at $40.
Yep.
And that came down. So okay.
This is up $2 off that 35 low. JTAI popping here.
There it is.
That was a great call, by the way. JTAI. I know I screwed that one up, but man.
All right, so now we're trying to get above that supply still. It only could ever get up to 235. Maybe this is the one that pushes through. And they got some size backing it too.
Nice bid brought in there at 219 JTA. I think this is going higher here. Let's see what happens when they back test this level. I didn't see any stock move off that offer. Nice job, Jay Summers. Looks like you're trading that back and forth here. Let me actually bring this up full screen here real quick. You can see the battle going on. This is what we're watching right in here.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see my mouse. Yeah, you can't really see my mouse.
There we go.
Looks like, there we go. It's going higher. This was a great call, 13. Man, oh man.
Well, remember this was brought to our attention by Jay Summers, I think, right?
Yep.
Didn't he mention this? Okay, so this
I'm just saying call. that 202 hold.
Oh,
that was monster.
Gotta watch that order flow, watch that order book to see what everybody's doing. It's like they're showing you their hand.
Lynn and Randy saying, can you guys explain the Lucid move after delisting moves? So I don't think it's delisted. Lucid shares trading lower here after it is announced the company will be removed from the NASDAQ 100. That's not delisted. That's just being removed from the index there.
Is it going to go
drops out of the NASDAQ 100.
A Russell? Is it going to go one of the Russells? Like, where's it going?
Let's see. Yeah, let's
it's
see.
It's not going to be anywhere.
Let's see. This move was expected. It was part of the index's annual reconstitution. But Lucid's still down 1.5% here. Other stocks being dropped from the index: Align Technology, Enphase Energy, boy, that was a darling, and JD and Zoom Video.
JD, really?
Yeah, JD.com and Zoom Video. Replacing them are going to be resellers CDW, Coca-Cola Euro Pacific Partners, that's ticker CCEP, and a delivery company, DoorDash. So there you go. That's so what happens next? The Saudis move. Yeah, no, I don't think this is going anywhere. This is just simply removed from the NASDAQ 100. We'll still trade, though. No, it's not going to OTC. I see what you were concerned. I gotcha. Nope, not going to at least not yet. SQQQ trying to bounce here. Maybe tech. The tech high is in. Tech looks like it's trying to roll over here. We'll see. JTAI is still in play here. I've got size at 227.13. Is that what you're seeing as well?
There's some at 227. I'm looking at these bids down here that are kind of holding this up. We have a pretty good amount of size at $2, 207, 208. But we do have a 221 ask up here that's providing a lot of selling pressure.
Lululemon 499 prints. Jay Rice saying, I believe that is an all-time high. Jay, I think you might be right. Let's take a look here. You are correct. That looks like that eclipsed the last all-time high. What day was this that we had that on? Well, what did we learn, Joe? Yoga pants still popular.
That's fine with me.
Me as well. I've got the high here, 485.83, 499 prints here today on Lulu, new all-time high. Boy, I remember, wasn't that all that long ago? I was talking about maybe shorten that at 370. Glad that perfect example of it's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to stay wrong. That'd be ouchie short if you were staying wrong on that one. I played that one via the options, though, so I had my risk well-defined. JTAI, beneath its VWAP here, I got a VWAP at 217, currently holding that 210. I have a little bit, one of those bids. The next one that I see here, 13, is 206. We'll see if that holds.
And you see how we got these, I'm looking at a 5-minute chart on this one. You see how we have these candles, the last 4 candles just making these long wicks? That's encouraging to me, just because it means that the buyers are coming in as soon as we get down to these levels. Hopefully that doesn't
breaking down. Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't break down.
Well, here we are. We're at that first bid, 206. Remember, we still have that one at 2 beneath it. So we'll see where we end up going. Alt is dumping. SS Trades mentioning that all. Go ahead and bring that up. Again, that is not on the relative volume scanner. This just looks like a. Oh, yes, it is. Excuse me. It's just red.
But this was like a big mover last week too, right?
Sure was. Yeah, this is just giving it back. FFIE, this was also a big mover on Friday. Maybe this is gearing up again. FFIE, that's a penny stock, though. I'll just pass on that. LPTV, Loop Media. Looks like that sold its pop back. Clean Spark. I'm seeing some calls bought into this down move on Clean Spark.
That one's been moving really well with Bitcoin.
Yeah, it sure has. Bitcoin pulling back here today.
What are we down to on Bitcoin? Down
42 I have on the futures.
Oh, just under 42 now, yeah. I need to look at my chart and see what my levels were. I had drew so many lines on that chart that I remember when I used to share that.
Oh, yeah, that Bitcoin one. We haven't looked at that one in a bit.
No, it'd be interesting to see what it is. Maybe we'll
INVZ here, right at VWAP. I am actually going to try this. Let me try this right here.
Okay, so I have 41,500 as another level of interest for me on Bitcoin. So we're almost there. If we get down there, we could maybe reverse, but we'll see. So that's what I'm looking at. JTAI, it's making its move.
JTAI trading back
it
up
got
here.
Some size at 219 too. So that's helpful.
So it's one of the same levels that brought that bidder in before.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it
This
again.
might be the move, but we'll have to wait and see for that break through the supply.
Elon saying another day of large caps to smaller caps. I mean, I'll take that. Shake Shack must not have liked that longtime CEO. What is Shake Shack doing? JTEI is still waiting there. We'll take a look.
Yep. Still trying to get support from VWAP.
So Shake Shack just higher here after reiterating its guidance. Shake Shack's the CEO to retire in 2024, and the stock's up on it. Okay. Raymond James gave this a $78 price target last week. Shake Shack has actually become every time I visit Detroit, I go to a Shake Shack because there's one right down the street from the office.
Carmen, that comment about CLSK, that's interesting to me. Is it because of how they're integrated into? I'm trying to think of how their energy consumption works, but I remember them having some kind of microgrid attachment that allows them to mine. And now we have JTAI starting to push again. Man, this thing is just
this is here and here. Trying to go higher here. It's having a real battle here.
Has got some big size. 227, right? We're at it right now. It might get rejected if it doesn't break through this. Nope, it's getting chunked, but it's still big. It's still pretty. Oh no, it is.
There
Maybe
it goes.
There we go.
There's some more here at 230.
Yeah, it's man. I have to imagine it's going to really move if it gets past that supply. Just be ready for both moves.
Yeah, I was going to say, be ready for this to break in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be great to actually see this go, because I want to see some of these smaller stocks really start to break some of these seller walls to the upside and then keep moving. That'd be really encouraging here. I haven't seen that a lot in some of these names recently, but if we start getting back to that, that'd be great. Jay Summers completely out of JTAI. $226. They just brought in a bid there at 226.
But will it be enough?
Will it be enough? This sure feels like it's trying to go higher here. We'll see.
Because if that gets eaten up, it's probably coming down pretty fast. There's not a lot of size beneath it.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this here in a sec, Jay, when we're not focused on this trade, but this is good. Looks to me like some weighting changes in the queues. Mag 7 weak, but others getting a bid like AMD, Booking, Salesforce, and Netflix. Now, that's a good one to check out here. Netflix really strong here today. INOD popped as high as 856, bled that back. Boy, that'd have been a decent pop to sell. Here we go, JTAI. This sure feels like this is going higher here. We'll see. 830. They brought in an offer there at 830.
Yep. Everybody trying to get out of all of that morning trading. This is a fun stock.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun stock. Not one I'm familiar with either, but I enjoy watching the battle here. Looks like it's trying to go higher here.
Yeah, I don't normally.
Day high.
Here we go. Here we go. It's going to do it. Yeah, this is a lot of fun to watch. It's giving you pretty clear levels on when to get in and out, and so it feels. I mean, I'm not saying there is lessened risk, but it feels like there's a lot less with how this is giving you levels to place your trades.
And this 235, this is clearly one of the next upside spots here. We take 235 off. Maybe we pop a little bit higher here. A little bit of size there, not much. A little bit more at 240, although still not much. See if JTAI can actually break above this here. Sure feels like it's going to.
Thank you, Carmen, for that explanation. I didn't realize they were in Georgia. Oh, that's good information. Wish someone would have fun with Nokia. Are they still moving around because AT&T canned them?
You remember Snake? You remember playing Snake on the phone? I mean, that was
I don't think I ever owned a Nokia.
really. Oh man.
I had Kyocera's, I had Qualcomm's, and
Okay.
then I think Androids came out, but I never had a Nokia. Yeah, I have a lot of those clamshell phones.
The flip phones.
Yeah, they were great for when you got upset. You could just easily break them in half.
or slap them shut.
Yeah,
I'll say that was the one thing when society moved to mobile phones. There, gone was the where you could really kind of slam a phone down if you got bad news and you were angry, and sometimes that would really help. But you can't really do that with cell phones. You end up breaking your $1,000 pocket computer.
No, hanging up doesn't come with that triumphantness anymore. You know how good
No,
it
it's
felt
your triumphantness.
So Bitcoin went under 41,000 and came back up. I didn't catch that.
No, it's trying to hold in here.
Yeah, but I still maintain it's gonna break over 44 at some point. It just needed to come back in. It was really, really extended.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. JTAI is still holding in there. Lynn saying, I loved my Motorola Razr. Oh, man, that phone was hype. That was like phone hype before iPhone came out, was that Razr. And those were so thick. Everyone had one of those. And then when Bluetooth first came out,
not an iPhone killer, but a competitor. I remember one phone I had. I had a BlackBerry Storm.
Yep, same. I had the Storm. I love the BlackBerry Storm.
I thought that was the coolest thing. Oh, look at this screen. It moves. You can click it. I'm surprised it actually lasted as long as it did.
There was a Storm too, but I never had any experience with that one. JTAI back down to VWAP here on JTAI.
Yeah, but it's still holding it.
Born, you had a BlackBerry too. Oh, I'm not surprised. Nick bringing in this is an interesting opinion. That Nokia brick was the best phone ever. Suffered many hard drops. Well, that's the thing. When your phone looks like a brick, you can suffer a hard drop there without watching it splinter into a million pieces. JTAI here, right back on from that VWAP pull. 235 again, that spot. Let's see if 235 falls here.
If it doesn't break through soon, I think we're getting a big rug pull. It's got to get through this.
Yeah, I'm in for this here, but I'm not sticking around. Got to see 235 fall here. I'm in at 228 at this point with my average. Let's see if 235 falls. Come on. Nope, not quite. Little bit of size there at 239. Looks like that size was moved down from 240. Was a little bit higher earlier. Let's see if JTAI can do this.
Yeah, this is a good time to set stops if you're in this one.
So 13, when you play this, do you put bracket orders out? Do you kind of watch the position? How do you end up doing? Here's, by the way, 235 up here.
It's oh man, then somebody just came in with a huge ask. It's always going to be dependent upon what I'm trading. And wow, there we go. And
and yank, boy, you had to be fast to hit that one.
Or you had to have a limit order out.
Or you had to have a bracket order out. So tell us about that.
Bracket orders I typically use when I want to scalp. It's an order that when you place it, it's also going to have secondary orders that will take place as soon as that order fills. So you'll have you can set it to have a stop. You can set it to have sell out or take profit. You can bracket orders are very, very helpful to limit your risk in stocks that move pretty fast. When they don't move fast, I typically like to size in slower and just kind of spend some time looking at levels. And that's not necessarily for trade. That's for long investments, which I
gotcha.
Mostly. But when it comes to day trading, there's a lot of different things that I do depending on what the stock price is, how the volume is. It's just dependent on what the situation calls for. But bracket orders are mostly for scalping for me.
Now, I like the idea of using bracket orders here. The one thing that I will say here on JTAI, now that we kind of got that pop and it's not really like resolving higher or moving higher with a lot of force, I actually kind of think that there's probably a rug pull coming here. I was not able, there we go. So I did get out there on this move up. We'll see here. So booked a little bit more green there, got some of that back. I actually had pro up here. So real quick. So you can see here, basically just on this move up. We'll see if this sets up again here. 240 is going to have a little bit more size here. This has been a fun one here to watch, though. I'm sure that we're not done with JTAI here. Just a little bit of green on the screen. I am actually still in INVZ, but this really kind of slowed down. This looking like this was going to try and push away from the VWAP, but we're still just consolidating here. Along just a few here at 210. We'll see if INVZ ends up going.
I'm right there with SS trades. I think JTI is looking really heavy. It's just not making its way through that supply. I think the trade's done here unless it can get through that.
Until we get some more information here.
Yeah. But we'll see. So let's look at something else while that does its thing.
Yeah.
So GTOU, that's holding these low, these high 290s. There's some size in there at 290, 289, and 284.
And we're right there. This one's the VWAP.
Yeah, this one's a little bit interesting. The volume's not there right now on this one, but if the bids start to come in, this could move. So it's just sideways right now. So maybe just kind of keep that in the back of your head. UIPT, we're starting to get back up to the 200 EMA on the 5-minute.
Let's check.
This is one that could move if it gets past 1960. I think. Let's see what else we got here. There's some other size at 1990, so that might be a resistance. But this one's
using the daily for those levels?
I'm just looking at a 5-minute chart right now and looking left. If I want to get, of course, I'll look at other time frames too if I think I need to. But just looking at the past few days of trading with this one, there's still some size up there that I think is probably going to be a factor.
Yeah, and there's this area. This area looks to be a pretty. If I look at the daily chart here, really kind of, I'm actually going to let me see if I can draw this rectangle on here. Oops, I always mix up where. There we go. All right, so let's do it right in here. It's this $20 level that I really want to highlight.
AMD is over 52-week high. I'll take a look at that while Ryan does his.
Yeah, thing. I'll be over there in a sec. I just want to get this drawn in here. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave that on the chart here. AMD is the next ticker.
Yeah, as he was saying, it's over its 52-week high, and we're coming up to almost 2-year highs now.
It's actually, maybe this breaks out here. 140 next. It actually does look like a good chart. I don't necessarily understand it, but this does look like a decent chart here.
164.46. That's the all-time high I have. And the folks, chart does look pretty good.
Smash up the like for my man 13 hopping on here to fill in the spot for Mitch. Just a nice little discussion over the weekend. Yeah, sure. What the hell? I'll join. Really appreciate you sharing your time with us, my man. Let's get
Sorry,
some
I couldn't fill Mitch's
shoes in here. Say again.
Sorry, I couldn't fill Mitch's shoes.
Oh, what do you mean? You're absolutely doing that. It looks like some Starbucks calls going off. Netflix calls I'm seeing. Cool. AMD calls coming in now. Interesting. So it looks like a flurry of call buying right there. INV's trading up a little bit. Yeah, I gotta.
AMD is really moving.
Might have to start figuring out this SQQQ trade, man. I'm underwater. I'm underwater on it now, about 60 cents. I still have conviction that at some point this week we're probably going to move down. So, but I'm going to have to start reassessing. Really don't want this to go terribly a whole lot.
I'm still in SQQ too. I don't know what size you have, but it's I think I have like maybe 50 shares.
Yeah, I got it just a couple of hundred. It's not big, but it's I've been adding to it. JTAI, what happened there?
Thank you, Kevin.
JTAI pushed higher. We got another little pop and pull there. So careful on JTAI. So you're out of that. SS Trades looks like you're out of that. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say I agree with Kevin here. We appreciate it. And it's a couple of things. Number one, I'm not talking to myself. Number two, I'm not talking to my bird. So I'm better off talking to human beings here.
Looks like 250 is the next big R on the order book here.
I would agree. And you know what's funny here? So let me go to this here real quick, 13. Now I have a 3-minute chart here just for some context. I've been trying to duplicate this 3-minute chart with this MACD setup. Smoke Tuna uses this all of the time to a lot of success here in the chat. So I actually set up another chart here to try and duplicate it. One of the things that I'm noticing, you had mentioned this about the 5-minute chart, but I'm seeing the same thing on the 3-minute chart. Look at these wicks. Mm-hmm. All of these wicks to the bottom. Now, there are some wicks to the top here, but they just don't seem as long. This really kind of showing you it's holding its strength above the VWAP here, now continuing to move higher here. So pretty much any dip has been bought.
It's really trying to get out of 250 right now. It just ate up a whole bunch of ask.
255, 258's got some more size on here. JTAI, good job for everyone trading this one.
Mm-hmm.
EYPT going, you were saying? Let's take a look here at EYPT.
Yeah, it's through its 200 EMA on
there
5.
We go, folks. So let's see if EYPT can take 20 out. That'd be great.
Oh, and then it just rug pulled right back when it's at 200 again.
That's what it'll do.
Mm-hmm. I think EYPT is probably going to do well over the long term, especially with February data.
Me too. And for me, the EYPT, this actually seems like more of a trade, at least in my end. I'd rather swing this, right? Like I'm not necessarily concerned with the day-to-day back and forth moves with this. I'd much rather actually open up a swing position on this one. That's when we first started trading EYPT. I think my initial buy was 790 or so. Yeah. So I did 790 up to 15 on that first move, 13 or so, mid-teens on that move. So that was pretty decent. I did miss the big move to 20 and 35. Whoever sold at 35 in the pre-market, good job.
No, because I sold that initial pop, and then when it came back in, I was like, well, I'm reloading. And just so everybody knows, EYPT was a big winner for the happy hour group, brought on by none other than Zoltan, who is, he's part of the Benzinga team. And he visits us in happy hour all the time, brings a lot of really great information, great trade ideas.
Zoltan, a key member of the news desk team. It's great to have him. He actually will stop by the stream here sometimes as well. Zoltan, great member of the team here. Jay Rice saying, Lyft, hate to say it, but 10-month high reminds me of Walmart and Target. And Uber. Okay, so let's take a look at this here real quick. So you're talking about ticker Lyft, LYFT. I hate to say it, but 10-month high. Let's go to a daily chart here. 10-month high. So I guess you're looking right in here, right? Reminds me of Walmart, Target, and Uber. So are you saying that this didn't those go higher here? Am I misremembering this here?
Well, it is in the process of filling a gap that was created in February.
I'm not seeing
so it might fill that all the way to $16.
I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm missing something here.
You're in Uber.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to go through the other tickers that he mentioned here and just to see if I can figure out why this is moving. I think what he's saying is that this might break higher here. Maybe 17s.
I could see that, because if you look at the daily chart of Lyft and you go back to February 9th, there's a huge gap that it's in the process of filling right now, and it goes all the way up to $16.
Yeah, that's right in here.
Mm-hmm. So I could see that happening. I don't know on what news, but I could see it happening.
Yeah, and we didn't get anything here this morning, did we? Nope, didn't get anything here.
No, we had insider selling last week, so I don't know what this Uber downgrading to hold on. Okay, so maybe Uber's
JTAI, by the
downgrade.
way, JTAI making another push here. 259 the high. There's a little bit of size in there. Really pushed through 250. JTAI has been a great trade. Even myself here, I've been in and out of this a few times here today.
Same. I think I got 3 trades on JTAI, just in and outs. But I think the thing with Lyft is that if Uber has a downgrade, did they get a downgrade? That might be what's moving Lyft. I'm not 100% sure though. Now it's delivery partnership with Torch time. Uber downgrading to hold on valuation.
Technicals from that was a Seeking Alpha. That must have been from last week, right? Was that
the downgrade?
Was that Morgan Stanley? Oh no, no.
This. I mean, I don't know who the downgrade's from, but this is Seeking Alpha article from this morning.
To see because it looks like this is this Seeking Alpha. I wonder who they're citing in there.
Anyway, I just thought that might be the reason. I don't know for a fact that's what it is. I mean,
here we go, Jay. Sorry, I wasn't able to figure this out on my own. Walmart Target Gap was like a.
Oh, there goes JTAI. All the way to the 280. Well,
look at that big pop out of here. Okay, so now I think this is probably a good spot to trim on any of those day trades. I would imagine, maybe even all out. That was a fast move, though. I felt like that breakout.
It's going higher.
Going higher. This going for a $3 holla, Joe. Ryan, who do I talk to about boot camp recording? Wally, this is what you. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the boot camp. I actually filled in a little bit there on Saturdays. It was, from what I caught, it was awesome. Really great to see Anne Marie, Mark, and Chris as well. Luke, really excited. Wally, go ahead and email events@benzinga.com. I'll go ahead and throw that in the chat here. Events. Oh my God, I have to spell it right though. Events@benzinga.com. Go ahead and email them. Ask them about the recording. They should be able to help you.
Levi has a great question that I know you could answer because you have some great settings.
Let's give it a shot here. Levi is saying, hey, Ryan, I'm trying to use screeners to help find different stocks, and I was wondering what you use for screeners to find stocks. Okay, let's do that real quick. Joe, definitely interrupt me if you see another move like we just saw here on JTAI. That was awesome stuff. Levy, I've used a bunch over the course of my life. At this point, really the only screener that I use is the community, the Benzinga community that you see right here. That would include 13 who's joining me, as well as yourself and everyone else in this chat. As far as actual applications, I use Benzinga Pro. So when my screener that you or scanner that you see me using every day is designed to find day trades. I want to be very, very clear about that. The scanner can be used for anything. Depending on what parameters you enter will depend on what kind of results it fishes back. I'm looking for stocks trading up on expanding volume and higher than average relative volume. And I'm doing that for the purpose of day trading. JTAI is a great example of one of the stocks that was identified by this here today. We were taking a look at this. This is effectively what I'm looking at right here, right? I'm looking for this type of change in volume that correlates to this type of change in price. And when I can match those two things up, I can trade those names over and over and over again. But it's also worth noting that I use this scanner to find other things, one of which is high short interest. Right. So I actually have and you know what's funny is that, let me save this real quick. Save as main. I was messing around and I deleted my main config. Let me resave that. Okay. If I go to high short interest, I also use the scanner. 13 and I talk about this quite a bit on Happy Hour as well, and also here on Live Trading. This scan right here is very, very bare bones. I'm basically looking for something that has a high short percent of float and high days to cover. I can layer on other things like market cap or price if I was looking for a stock in a specific price range. But I use the scanner here in Benzinga Pro, so I would recommend that you check that out. I don't just use scanners though. Like I mentioned at the top of this, I like to surround myself with experienced traders, and that's one of the things that you're seeing here in this show as well as some of the other shows. So I also use the community. Great question though. Wally, let me know if you have success with that email. If you don't, I can try and help you out further.
Ryan, do you remember Hawaiian Holdings?
I do. Ticker HA.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it was a good short. I didn't play it, but this was one I brought to happy hour because this company is trying to be acquired by Alaskan Airlines.
Okay.
It ran almost to the buyout price, which I believe is like $17 or something like that. And now people are starting to leave it because I think the fear of a lawsuit, antitrust lawsuit, is on the horizon. And there was some rumors about that last week with Alaskan Airlines. So this is probably one to watch if you're looking to get something that's guaranteed if the deal goes through. If not, it's a pretty good short. I just think people are selling up here because we don't know what's going to happen with that antitrust lawsuit. And there goes JTAI again.
Technically, by the way, we've entered a gap to the downside here. So good bringing this up. I know we discussed this. I forgot to take a look at this. Let's roll through some of the other stocks here. And I'm sure we might bring up HA again here. Let's see how it plays out this week. Again, market rolling. I don't want to say rolling over here because it's really not trading down, but the upside momentum seems to have slowed down. So we'll see if that continues here. Maybe that'll affect some of the other stocks. JTAI, I'll tell you what, 13, this has given us multiple moves this morning. I mean, multiple moves. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay. Jay Rice mentioning AMD all-time highs. So Jay, I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is 3 stocks now. Oh, this is not all-time highs.
No, it's not all-time highs. All-time highs for AMD is 164.
Yeah. This is 52-week highs, right?
Yes.
Yes. New 52s. So new 52s here on AMD. We'll see if this goes higher. Now, you did mention 2 other stocks that were at all-time highs. Abercrombie and Fitch, right? That was one. Look at this. Abercrombie, man, the preppy clothes are back. I used to shop at Abercrombie and Fitch many moons ago. And then what was the other one that you Abercrombie we just talked about? Why is got goldfish memory? Jay, what was the other all-time high stock that we took a look at here today? We just did it.
So it's in Lululemon. Right?
Lululemon, thank you. 13.
So that's 2 apparel companies. I got to think that you look at Nike, they have they got coverage from Citigroup as well. It's like Citigroup's just kind of giving Christmas early to all these companies.
Get the ratings out there and go spend time with your family.
Yeah, exactly. So Nike's got a price target raise from 100 to 135. It's currently at 118.54, and it's looking like it's going to have a golden cross here in the next week or so. This could be a big mover because the all-time highs for this one are like in the 170s.
I'll say this. I'm no fan of this company, so I generally don't trade it. But this is what I will say. This move here, if this continues here, 13, I think 130 decent targets here. It's actually not a bad option position to play either if you think Nike has more upside. Right.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do have a position in Nike. I bought I bought in October as it was coming off its bottom because this is one of those ones that I want to hold for at least a year. So I think it's still a good company in the long run. But they could see some pretty big moves soon if we get that golden cross. It does need to come in though; it's very extended. So maybe there'll be some when that happens.
So folks out there in 13, you as well, because I'm looking at I'm starting to watch I got SQQQ on a different chart off the screen here, and I'm noticing that it's curling up. And every time I notice that, I go ahead and I check some of the other indices. Here's what I can't quite figure out, and I'd like your folks to help me with this. By the way, smash the like up for our community and for 13. Real quick, Qs are green here today. But the Mag 7 stocks are all red, right? So we covered this earlier. So Qs are green, Apple, red. Okay. Tesla, red. Amazon, red. Nvidia, red. What am I missing here, guys? Google?
AVGO, green. And as it was pointed out, it's not part of the Mag 7.
Yeah.
It's part of the Qs. So Qs, Mag 7. The Qs are being lifted because Broadcom, maybe some others, and the Mag 7 is being dragged down because of the Mag 7.
Broadcom, you think we get some more resistance here at 1,000? By the way, Broadcom, look at this. By the way, your channel here holding up perfectly here.
It's doing pretty well, yeah. And if we get above 1,000, then it may go to the price or get close to the price target of 1100. That, what was it, City that gave the coverage this morning? City, the Santa Claus of today.
The Santa Claus of today. I like. Well, so this is an interesting divergence to me, that the Qs is green and the Mag 7 is all red. Some other, outlier companies here like Broadcom are green, but that's notable, I would think. Tesla really pounding the lows here.
I guess I would say let's take a look at the underlyings and QQQs and see which ones of those are moving. Like, let's say QCOM, for example, how are they doing?
Yeah,
well, they're up almost 1.5%. They're trying to get to
but I think
highs.
what I like about this 13 is that it's not these, clearly today it's not these 7 stocks holding the market up, right? The Qs, they were, it's moving lower now, by the way. Qs moving lower. All we had to do was talk about it and we started to send it lower. It's still green. Qs are still green. They were obviously higher earlier, but these Mag 7 stocks all down. So maybe we are getting that rotation.
GTI is coming back in finally. Sorry to interrupt about the
no, all good.
Trade, but then SS Trade is saying blue. He's in that. I don't think we've looked at blue yet.
No, we haven't. I did notice that on the scanner, but we didn't take a look at that. This JTAI, this pull is what we've been waiting for. This is actually a good thing.
And if it holds this level here around the 250s, that could be a good indication that it could go higher.
Bluebird, let me reset my chart here. Bluebird SS trades, good find here. Bluebird up off the bottom here. Nice little move through VWAP and through 3. Let's see if we go higher here. 320 I got as the next resistance spot on blue.
Is there news on this?
Yes, we had RBC Capital remains at a hold. We had a Form 8 here. Let's see what insider selling last
Okay, so late Sunday, Bluebird's bio long-term data presented supports Betty cell as a potential curative gene therapy for B thalassemia patients.
You did really good with that. I was going to say, I'm going to let him roll with this because I embarrass myself every day. You did really, really well with that. That was impressive.
And blue is just moving now. It looks like if we can get through this supply at about where we are through 315, it could really move. Maybe 320.
SS Trades 286 entry, really good entry there on that.
Yeah, he's already doing great.
Yeah, that's already a nice little move here. Market continuing to kind of roll over here. Netflix at highs. Apple at lows. Wow. Oops.
Yeah, so I guess that would be the thing to look at is what's in the Qs that's causing it to lift. And we got AVGO and we got QCOM. What else can we look at? Let's take a look and see what's in the underlying, because I don't remember everything.
I'm just gonna throw this out here. I'm not trying to start shit with anybody, but or with any other company. But CNBC has redesigned their Chiron, whatever, the little ticker bar. I don't like it. It's like blocky and it's harder to see the change moves to me. I maybe it's just because it's new. Maybe I'll turn over a new leaf and reserve judgment here until I get used to it. But it doesn't seem as easy to see as the last one. That's probably just a me thing. Jay, reminding us here. Let's take a look at this here. Prior to earnings, CNBC and the entire Twitter, that's funny, hated Target at 108 and loved Walmart at 168. Target, of course, 136 here off that 108 low. Walmart, of course, down 18 points from that 168 high. Just goes to show you that following the herd isn't the way to go. By the way, full disclosure, I still hate Target. Jay, just going to throw that out there. By the way, market popping a little bit here.
Yeah, it's interesting how the Qs with their allocations, it's mostly in these Mag 7s that are not doing well today. And the ones that are lifting it, you got PepsiCo, Costco, Broadcom, and Qualcomm, which are like much lower on the amount they're holding. So it's really weird.
That's all I was trying to get at. It seems to be a weird divergence here. Real quick, Will saying, I totally agree, Ryan. You don't like the CNBC redesign either. Okay. E2 Computers, I actually didn't even realize this until you mentioned it. It's also missing the news line. You're right. It seems what they're doing is they're popping news up when it's there, but they're missing the scrolling line. I'm with you on that, E2. Yeah, I don't like it.
With KTTA, I just moved over to that one, and it's
let's take a look.
It's got a pop going on here.
Pop up to the highs. Here's the penny stock, 93 cent your pre-market high, 96 cent your pre-market high. Excuse me. Yes.
Wish you have at it, and great job, because this one's not for me, I think. But if you're trading this one and you're making money, great job, dude.
Around here, don't really see. And Netflix really strong here today.
Shot is down at the 200 EMA, and that's
Shake Shack going for new highs here. Let's take a look at Shot. But every time, and then the more I talk about Shake Shack, the more I'm going to want a cheeseburger, and that's not good.
I can't.
That is not good.
I can't tell if Shot's even moving. It's there's like nothing in it. I think it's done. There's no volume in it.
Yeah, the volume really seems to have dried up here. We did get that one push at the beginning.
JTAI, that might be getting ready to go again.
Look at this. Look at this curl. This actually didn't get back into the VWAP, but still
but it came back.
Here. What do you see on the there? Let me
It came back to the 250s though. That's close to it, so that's good.
260, a little bit of bid size under it here, but not a whole lot.
It looks like it's
working out.
It looks like it's gonna pop at some point. I don't know that it's gonna be this particular candle, the 5-minute one that I'm watching. Maybe it is, but it looks like it's gonna move beyond 288 high that it made today.
Got some size brought in there at 270. On the upside here, a little bit of size at 280.
Mm-hmm. This has been a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it sure has. Yeah, see Jay saying the same thing. Q's, it's a head scratcher. It has 2 weightings. I think you meant to say that has to do with weightings, and which I think you're correct on. But yeah, it's kind of a head scratcher here.
How down are Apple and Microsoft? Because those are the 2 biggest ones in there. And
Apple's down just shy of 2%. Let's take a look at Microsoft here.
Yeah, if they're not down too much, and we have these other ones that are just absolutely running.
Microsoft down 1.5%.
Yeah, so the 2 biggest ones aren't down too much.
Boy, GTHX, look at this one. This was a multi-day mover last week. Started on Dex 6. What was that? Wednesday? Yeah, it started on Wednesday. Another big move on Thursday. A little bit of movement on Friday, but another big move here today. Microcap GTHX.
This one might run up to the 370s.
Decent looking daily chart here too. You know what's interesting? A break above 407 and you're in a gap that doesn't fill till about 689.
Yeah.
So some more upside there if that can keep going. We'll see though. Macy's, by the way, is still holding in that same area. That really hasn't done much of anything here today. ATAI still going higher.
Because Macy's is right on the doorstep of its buyout offer. Unless you start to see a huge amount of selling, there's no reason to pay attention to Macy's. Or if they reject the offer, that's the other thing. I mentioned that it was pretty low ball. I know a lot of shareholders are going to think that too. So it could get rejected. Keep that in mind. And there goes GTHX. Holy crap.
Looks like all I have to do is take it off my screen and it just goes.
Yeah, let me know the next time you do that. There should be like a little
nice little indicator, automated indicator.
Yeah, just have Zunaid just like put something in Benzinga Pro that said, okay, Ryan's not looking at this one right now. That's a good indicator to get in.
Have someone squawk it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Man, Netflix still pushing highs here.
Well, they have some really interesting things coming out on Netflix. I think the brand is doing itself a lot of justice right now.
Here you go, JTAI. Oh, just pulled. It tried to go right to that spot and pulled. 88 is that spot. They yanked it as soon as it got there. Support size at 270, a little bit more at 262. Does JTAI hit 3? Nick, that's kind of what we're looking at here. It sure looks like a $3 holla is on deck. I'll say this, Nick. I'll put this out there. If we snap that 288, yeah, I think it probably does. I see a little bit more size here at 290. This coming right back on. Watch JTAI. How many times am I going to screw this ticker up today?
Let's say JetAI.
I try to do something correctly. 285 got a little bit of size there. We'll see on JetAI.
Not making the greatest candle right now.
Nope. This needs to hold 270. If this comes back in at all.
GTOU still sideways. I still think at some point, because of how sideways, if this continues to move sideways, there's gonna be a move. I don't know which direction, but when they consolidate like this for a long period of time, then there's a breakout or breakdown.
On which one was this again?
GTOU. GOTU. Sorry.
GOTU. GTAHX, by the way, highs. That's moving here. Like that one. So here's this is just kind of holding in there.
Mm-hmm. And it might be a nothing burger, but sometimes.
JetAI
nice.
Coming to 3. Here's your $3 holler on JetAI. I did see prints there. It pulled off of it right away, but there were prints. Here you go, Nick. Nick's in at 215 on this.
Well, Nick is going to have a Merry Christmas.
I was going to say, this is going to be a good move. There you go. There's your 3.
Big. Ooh, I've been waiting for that one. Let me see.
Okay, well, I'll go to that here. I just want to see if this pops through 3 here real quick. Booking, Jay Rice talking about booking. That was on something else earlier here. By the way, JetAI, more size brought in there at 299. It looks like they hit it right away. Boy, this is trying to pop.
Big. I've been, saying for a while, this is a big short squeeze opportunity here. If it happens, I mean, hopefully this is the move, but look at this, almost 50% short interest, 5.6 days to cover. That's a good candidate.
Yeah. Here's what 13's talking about. And you can see this has been a highly shorted stock.
Mm-hmm. And we've been seeing for the past week or two, anything that has high short interest, high days to cover. And sometimes in certain cases with biotechs, if they do a recent reverse split, those are all big check boxes that
and look at this recent formation on the daily for big. This, I mean, man,
that looks good.
It looks good. JetAI still holding up here, doing its thing. Some size brought in at 296. We did get that $3 tap there. Let's see if it breaks above.
There's a lot of ask right now. There's a lot of selling. If it gets through, there's going to have to be a lot of bulls coming in. A lot of
Yeah, we just need that buying volume to expand. 1 or 2 waves ought to take it through.
We need we need some $20,000 orders to come in here to eat all this up.
This has been a fun one though. We've been in and out of this one all day.
It's been a fun morning.
Yeah, it sure has. INVZ breaking down. I'm actually just going to take that one off. Just a small loss that didn't work. Here we go. JetAI going for 3 again. I've got a little bit of size above there at 307 too, by the way.
Followed by 315.
Yep.
The 315's gone now.
There you go. 302, your intraday high now. So we got some taps and through on JetAI.
There it goes. 305.
It's tough to trade. Tough to trade those breaks when they keep getting pulled like that.
RS is mentioning CGC. I'll take a look at that one.
And then
so I assume the canopy growth to get in this one was from the news last week about legislation for marijuana reform. Oh wow, look at JTAI go
304 now.
Wow, 307. I got it on my screen here. Oh, you're talking about the
current price 308. Gotcha. I have as the high. This definitely moved. This Jet AI. This gave us. That's all you needed here today.
Well, Jet's taking off,
and there's warrants for that stock as well if you're interested in playing that.
Just have your stops ready. The rug pull on this thing could be quite massive.
And we've already seen one, right? We've already seen a couple, or one decent one. Yeah.
I mean,
I think there's a bigger one coming. Yeah.
I think there's a bigger one coming for sure.
There's a bigger one coming there.
But canopy growth, I assume RS. This was just
big pop here. Jet 324 now. This is really starting to get going here. Jet AI. Nick, let us know what you did here. You're up over a full $1 on this one. Awesome trade here this morning, Nick.
But to answer RS's question about CGC, when it comes to these marijuana stocks, I hope they one day are great. But until we actually get that reform, all the marijuana stocks are just they're all dogs in my opinion.
I'm with you on that. This is something that I also believe in. I think that there is going to be a market here. I think that some of these stocks are going to work out eventually, but I can't tell you which one. I've actually traded this going back to 2014, and it's never really materialized. I don't know when that real move is going to come, but I got to think when they kind of federally re-examine this.
Yeah.
Chipotle new all-time high, says Jay.
Oh man, people like their burritos, don't they?
Oh man, dude, I love a Chipotle burrito. I mean, don't even get me started. Yeah, this stock, this would have been one from. I remember, back when I first started trading this stock, it was just several $100s, and I was like, oh man, the stock's expensive. And I look at it now, it's 2,200. Holy smokes!
Let me get your opinion on this. Do you think they need to do a split? Because I don't think anybody wants to buy stocks that are this price.
Yeah, I do. That's a great question, 13, and yeah, I do. I especially when it's something like this popular. Like if you want people to invest in this. Mm-hmm. Splitting makes sense, right? The people that have held it all this time, like that it helps them, just helps everybody. By the way, market popping and going higher here. SQQQ continuing to move down. Oh God, I hope I get an opportunity to get out of that one.
RS has a runner in CGC. He's at break even. Would love to see a push. I would love to see a push in marijuana stocks too. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I hope that works out for you. I genuinely do, because I would love to see marijuana reform.
Broadcom, by the way, 1,000 prints here. So we're just above 1,000 on Broadcom.
All right, let's see how high we can go. We're going to get that price target.
How's Shot doing? Shot closing in on its VWAP. Actually, Shot shook out some of the weekends here on a pull already. We'll see if Shot can reclaim its VWAP and maybe turn back up.
It's going to need more volume than that, but yeah, it could. Jet AI.
This has been strong all day. Well, at least we hooked this one early.
Oh yeah, this has been the one we talked about the most. This is great.
That question earlier about scanner and using all that, Jet AI, perfect example. Just hit right off of that relative volume. I had no idea coming in today that Jet AI was going to be a stock that we're going to take a look at. Boy, market strong here. And 461 pop on the SPY.
One thing that's important about Jet AI, when you look at this, look at the volume. The volume has been consistent all morning. It's just there. This is something you can trade all morning.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm constantly looking for on some of these trades is the volume. Volume tells the story for me. And one of the things that 13, I think that the point that you're making here is the volume has been consistent all day. I mean, of course it goes up and down, but we really didn't have this dry up and drop off. And as a result, you're seeing the price still move here. It looks like new highs coming here, Jet AI.
It's relentless.
Yep. It is relentless, just as we were talking about that. moving higher. ICG.
I could see canopy growth based on their chart, the daily chart setup. I could see it getting a pop, but I just don't know what's going to drive this thing unless you get that news about marijuana reform. The chart does look pretty good though, so I will say that. But we need that headline.
All right, folks, it is 10:50 here. Smash up the like for my man 13 filling in here for Mitch. 13, I can't tell you again how much I appreciate this. Just been
Absolutely.
awesome. Hopefully you've had a great time as well. I love introducing people in our community to the rest of the community. I absolutely love it. So really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Folks, don't forget, we do have Trader Bacon after our show here today. So if you want to see Zunaid, he's going to be around. We will automatically redirect you there when the time is right. So just stick around, smash up the like for my boy 13. Really appreciate it.
And if you're a Pro subscriber, come join us in Happy Hour. And if you want to, take a stab at trialing with Pro, do that too. We would love to have you in our group and love to talk to you, see what you can bring to the table. We have a lot of really, really intelligent, well-seasoned individuals there that provided not just me with great information, but the entire group.
Yeah,
really great community.
Yeah, it sure is. That's really something that I've kind of created just off of community feel, and everyone that has participated has exceeded my expectations. So just really, really awesome. Jay Rice, I love this. Jay Rice saying, Mullen, so glad I missed the boat on this one. Oh man, Mullen, forget it. Gerald and Voodoo giving you burn.
GTA wants to go higher.
Burnout, you will see us tonight.
Yes, you will.
You're having a great time.
Thanks, Voodoo. Thanks, Gerald.
Blue holding this area. Jet AI.
What do you think, Jet AI? I think this is about where it tops out.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see. I mean, we've had a really strong morning. I mean, here's the thing. I think that because we really haven't had a big pull and a big shakeout, we're still due one of those. And I think if we get that here, I don't know that we put in a new high today. Now, could that continue? Could we be right back at it again tomorrow? Sure, maybe. But we'll see here on Jet AI.
The volume is really starting to thin. But
yeah, I gotta think we got a pull coming here. This is the big thing that I'd be worried about here is a pull. And man, SQQQ 1530s now. I'm almost a full dollar beneath my price here. And like I said, I'm gonna give it this week, and we're gonna have to figure something out here on this one.
iPoint still trying to get up and over that 200 EMA on the 5-minute, and it's got 3 tests of it now. So that I don't know that was the last one, and it rolls over here. But if it's holding these levels and it tries to go back up there, that'd be worth watching for a break. Shot still slowly moving towards VWAP. Blue looks like it's going higher. Like maybe right now.
Here, let me bring blue up here. Let me get that on screen here real quick.
Thanks for mentioning all these tickers.
Yeah,
these are awesome.
I appreciate it. Gladys, I really appreciate this. Appreciate you, Ryan, for holding it down and helping to expand the fam. Yep, you got it. You got it.
Absolutely. And it looks like blue, if with just some volume expansion, could break that high that it made.
I was just going to say the price action here is really encouraging. If we get any type of volume pop here, I think that this probably has an outsized move.
Mm-hmm.
See if we end up getting that here. I see just pretty much blue and penny stocks on the scanner. Get Jet AI, obviously that's still up at that 320. Sava trading higher here on Sava. This was you want to talk about a battleground site. Do you remember? I think it was at this point probably over a year ago, maybe even 2 years. 13. We used to talk about Sava on a regular basis when this stock was around $100. Remember that?
What was his name?
You
know who brought this up all the time? I just can't think of his name. And
sure,
he had a lot of good research on it too.
Yeah, he did. Statistician guy. But I mean, I don't think the story's over here yet. I don't have any dog in this fight or whatever the saying is. Sava, another strong day here. It looks like it's breaking out. We'll see on Sava.
I typically stay away from biotechs that are over $10. It's just, if I don't even know what the revenue is on those. Like if something like that runs and it's not even bringing in cash, it's just a clinical trial, I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. That's actually what separated EYPT so much. Let's take a look here. This is pre-revenue. So this is what's driving that one there is the premise of having a successful Alzheimer's treatment.
That's a day trade on headlines.
Yeah.
Looks like Jet AI might finally be rolling over here. Or it's just the next cooling before it moves up again. INVZ still just consolidating. This one I have to think at some point, if the volume does come into this one, it's gonna move.
That's what I was thinking earlier. I ended up closing that one though.
Yeah.
It just wasn't moving. It just wasn't moving around.
And it might not. It might just do this all day. But we just need that notice. People just need to notice it. And
Jay bringing up a good point here. It's very hard to make money in SQQQ with the rotation that's currently taking place. It whacks the Mag 7. Sure, that's good for the trade, but they buy almost everything else. You're absolutely right about that. And that's kind of what we're seeing here today. This is what I was kind of hinting at when I said I need to reassess this. I am going to wait this week out, though. I am going to try to put the seasonality in I would hate to make an emotional decision today because I'm frustrated and then see a huge sell-off tomorrow. And be like, that sucks.
I have SQQ, like I mentioned, but I'm going to wait and see if the Qs can get to 400 before I add more.
Yeah.
Because it looks like, just based on the way this breakout is happening, it looks like it's not unreasonable to think that 400 is on deck.
We'll see what happens here. Okay. We're going to start wrapping it up here in just a few minutes. Once again, smash up the like for my man 13. Really appreciate it. 13, do you have any closing remarks to make here about the market? And perhaps most importantly, can we expect you back tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
It'd be fun. And this is a great time. I loved hanging out with you guys here in live trading, and hopefully we'll see some in happy hour. As far as what I have, for the market today, we did mention that this is one of the weeks that can see a lot of red. So just be careful this week. It's the end of the year. A lot of wild things are going to happen. Just stay vigilant.
Yep. No, I'm with you on that. And especially now, I try to not have my entire outlook shaped by what I see early in the morning. Definitely want to see some of these daily candles actually close or get to their close. Let's see where we are a little bit later in the afternoon. How often have we seen it where the morning looks like something and then something happens and the day completely changes and the afternoon looks a little bit different? We will be back at this, though. Really appreciate it. Jay, nice positive comment here. Great show like always, fellas. Good job, 13. Jay, really appreciate it, my man. And yeah, 13, definitely appreciate that. So, okay. We're going to be getting over here to the Trader Bacon show. The redirect should be set. I don't see Zunaid backstage, so I know he's ready, though. Again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. You guys will automatically make it over to Trader Bacon. Do me a favor. Oh, things are coming back here.
INVZ might be breaking out.
Oh, just so that's all.
It might be. It needs to take out this level here at 213 ish, but it's making the move. It looks like.
No, I think you're exactly right on that. 213. I think that's your spot here. Now I don't see a big volume stick, but we'll see if we get that big volume stick. This is where I ended up stopping out of. Oh, that's okay though. Tomorrow we'll be back at this again. Okay, I definitely don't want to run into Trader Bacon here. So
everybody.
Kevin's saying no swing trader today. Okay. All right. 13, we'll see you, my man. Thanks again so much. See you later today. Have a great rest of your day. 13 is out of here. He'll be back tomorrow, though. Do me a favor and smash up the likes from my man. We are going to send this over to Trader Bacon. It is another Monday. Happy Monday. Thanks for spending it with live trading. I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Trader Bacon. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.